Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori and I'm the face behind Entre Tejidos Crochet, and today's video is a continuation of our lovey snuggler making crazy crochet chaos. So I decided to split up the video into several parts. I don't know if it's going to be like a 3-part thing or a 2-part thing. It really depends on how much updates and how much I can actually fit into a video. Last week's video was actually the first week and I felt like I had enough content for a video. I am still making loveys. In fact, I'm pattern testing one that's more like a blanket buddy, and I'll show you in just a little bit. But today's video is going to feature more loveys. Yes, I'll sprinkle in other things that I've been making and kind of just like take you along for the journey as much as I can. So starting off with day one, update number 1. Today is Monday. So over the weekend, I did not film anything other than like little snippets of this is what I'm making for like reels and stuff like that. But I did become a crochet adult. So I am in the process of having my dinos and bugs patterns tested. We finally have release dates for them. The dino pattern will be available on June 30th and all the bugs will be available on July 10th. This being said, I still need to finesse, and it seems like, my goodness, she is finessing a whole lot. Yes and no, because as my testers are tackling the patterns, I go back and fix it. I update the pictures and all that stuff. Plus, as I've mentioned a whole lot here on my channel, I like to test my patterns several times. Since I'm making 4 different bugs, I kind of just like tried to control myself into making just 3 per bug, so to speak. So the first 2 variations that I made were made in Parfait Chunky, which is my go-to yarn. And the other variation, I might go with like blanket yarn, or I might do like, I kind of want to do one in Kyla's Naughty Ball that I have a few skeins back there. So we'll see. But over the weekend, I did hunker down and work up another Mason moth. I kid you not, I was drawing a blank in terms of colors. So if you remember back, I believe last month, I did make a Get It Made challenge where I let Pinterest choose the colors for my projects. I'll link it up here if you're interested in watching that. Now, I did the same thing. I went into my Pinterest board where I have all those color combos up, and we were very sophisticated. What I did was I popped it open on my laptop and I literally just went like that on the like homepage thing, and where the mouse ended up, that's the colors that I chose to make my bugs. So the first time around, and this one I am like obsessed with it, this is Bobby Butterfly. These colors were just like on point, and I managed to get better pictures for the wings and how they're supposed to be sewn on. And this is my new pair of eyes. This is called Kaleidoscope. It's a very much everything on the kitchen sink sort of mixture. I think it just brings everything together. And then I did the same thing with Mason Moth. So as of now, all 4 patterns are in the last stages of testing. I just need to do the final version for Mason Moth, Bobby Butterfly, and Finnick Firefly. I also got picked to pattern test for Lillian Fern's Crochet, if I'm not mistaken, or Lillian Fern Handmade. It'll be linked, it'll be mentioned here. And it's her lovey It's a watermelon lovey. Look at this. Now, true story, I was excited. I applied when I got picked. I was super stoked. Went yarn shopping in my stash, and I don't have red blanket yarn. But we're going for like a pink watermelon sort of idea, and quite honestly, I'm not mad. Now, I do need to finish the hair, the arms, and then hide all of these, but that's okay. Now, as a gift, she gave her testers the dragon fruit version, which I'm also working up kind of at the same time because I want to make more loveys. So hopefully today I'm able to finish these two. So in terms of like a crochet adult, if you will, I did work on my own patterns. I did work on pattern tests, but I also made something that I just wanted to make. And it's a lovey, surprise, surprise. Although it's a plushie, I just left the body unstuffed. This is May Mouse. The pattern is by Lillian Fern. And I actually started making her before I got picked for the pattern test. So I don't know, it was kind of nice when I got picked for her pattern test. Let's talk about her. I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with her. So from time to time, I like to snoop on other people's Etsy's. You know, people that I follow on Instagram, I'll snoop in their Etsy shop to see. And it might be that the algorithm finally picked up that I'm in a lovey making binge or something, and I've been seeing a lot of loveys and snugglers on my feed. So likewise, I've been going into Etsy and all I see are snugglers and loveys. Now granted, this is a plushie pattern, but it's a sort of pattern that can easily be made into a snuggler. So I did. The only thing that I changed in the pattern was that the body, I left it unstuffed. Everything else is made according to her instructions. I embroidered the eyes. Just like, look at that cute little curl. Now, when I grabbed this pattern, I knew that I was gonna use this variegated gray, white, and pink yarn by Bernat. And then I added basix chenille in cotton candy and hibiscus as like the accent colors. Oh, and this one is bubblegum for the nose. Now that's like the wrap up for like what I did over the weekend. What am I planning on doing today? As I mentioned, I'm planning on finishing these up so that I can like take those off my docket so that I can be like, okay, now I can make whatever I want, because you know the bugs still have a couple of days before they're due, and the dinosaurs I just need to work up 2 more and I can make those in about a day, so I'm not like too stressed about it. So this has been the intro and update number 1. Let's see what I'm able to do by tomorrow. Update number 2, it's Tuesday. We are looking all poofy, but I've been running around doing errands the entire day. But I did manage, between like yesterday's update and now, I did manage to finish the blanket buddies or blanket little girls. This is the watermelon inspired one and the dragon fruit inspired one, and I just can't get over how cute they are. I really had a lot of fun testing them, and I kind of want to make more, especially with different like hair options. I don't know. I love it. I did not have red, so I had to go with like this blush pink. And for this one, just so that it's a bit different, I used the cotton candy. This is the basix chenille cotton candy. I wasn't too sold on how it was looking with this like sage green, but it was the only thing I had there. But you know, once you see the whole thing, I don't know, it kind of grew on me. So I did finish these. I already took the final photos. I just need to make sure that I have all the notes already on Canva so that I can be officially done with that. And the other thing I managed to do was I finished my last square for the sun-kissed blanket that I'm doing, which is also a pattern test for Jelly Donut Knits. And I played a little bit of crochet Sudoku, where I laid all the squares and kind of rearranged them, like, you know, like this one goes here, this one goes here, and that sort of thing. And I also placed them into their own piles. So tomorrow it might be more of a chill day, and for that I hope to start seaming together all the squares, because once all the squares are all where they're supposed to be, I can then make the border and that project will be done. For the border, I'm using this crepe color. It's Basix worsted. And I feel like it's going to be very, very pretty, that this neutral color will just bring all those colors in. And I can finally officially start taking pictures of my loveys while laying down on it, because I have been taking, I'll show you here, I have been taking pictures on the squares, just not the blanket. And I'm excited. I'm really excited for that. In terms of what else could I be working on, is if I want to do something more plushy or amigurumi or lovey, I kind of want to work up to the 2 dinosaurs that I have left to do. The other pattern that, if I don't do that, I might make one by handmade. It's a mermaid mishmashed with coral. And I have some, I don't think you can, oh yeah, you can't see it because there's a chair in the way, but back there I have some Bernat blanket, and they are the unicorn brights and plummy brights. So we'll see if I do something like that. If not, I do have other patterns, because yours truly should really stop looking at snuggler patterns. But at least I'm buying and I'm making them. So there's that. But I will check back in tomorrow and see what I was able to do. And yeah, bye. Morning. It is update number 3, but it's actually Thursday. It's not Wednesday. I did not film yesterday, and that's totally fine, but I was productive. And if you remembered from last update, I mentioned that I could work on a lovey, I could finish up the blanket, or I could work on the dinosaurs. And I'm happy to report back that I was able to do all 3. I'm gonna start with the dinosaur. Let me show you what I was able to do. Sing it with me. Toe beans, toe beans, toe beans, toe beans. I may be crazy, but yeah, I am. I'm actually working on both dinosaurs at the same time. Yesterday, like in about an hour, I made all 4, well, 2 arms and 2 arms from 2 different dinosaurs. This one is going to be the Triceratops, and this one is going to be the Parasaurolophus, the duck-billed dinosaur, because I want to have a dinosaur in Parfait Chunky so that they can all be matching, kind of like how they are right there, so that I can take photos for the like pattern listing and that sort of thing. So that's what I'm working on. Now today I hope to work on the 4 legs for them. I was only able to make the head and start on the body, but this is Monroe Mushroom Snuggler by handmade, and this is like the main color combo that I'm using because I want to use up this skein. Like, I know I'm not gonna use up the entire thing, but it's a start. I love these colors together, but the problem that I have is that individually I don't have other yarns that mix well with it. Now, yes, I do have a brown, but it's not the same exact shade. I do have a green, but the sage green that I have is darker than this. So I'm having like mixing and matching issues. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be that bad, hopefully. And the other thing that I was able to do, and this was the project that got the biggest like progress done. I have the blanket all seamed up. Let me look at it. Look at it, look at it, look at it. I love it. Now, all that's left to do is weave in all the ends and then make the border all around. But I'm at a point where I can just roll this up with the skein of yarn that I'm using to make the border and kind of like have it on the couch and like work on it really like nice and relaxed. But I don't know, I'm just so excited that I finally made some headway on this blanket and that I can start officially taking pictures of the loveys on top of it. Now that's my motivation to get this finished up and also work on my notes so that I can send them to Cecilia from Jelly Donut Knits. The other thing that I was able to do is that I got 2 Etsy orders for safety eyes and I managed to paint them yesterday. But let's be snoopy and see what they got. So Leslie got 2 pairs of 25mm rose gold eyes, and Abigail got 30mm Solara, which is like this gold. It even has like a little bit of an orange tint to it. There. So that's what they got. And I am super thankful for any of the orders that have been coming through for safety eyes. Since it's the summer, I did go ahead and reduce the turnaround time for safety eyes. Back when the boys were in school and all that stuff and all of that, like I had it set up for, I believe it was like 7 days at the most. But now the turnaround time is like 2 to 4 days, mainly because it's easier for me. Like I can keep the boys occupied with something while I work on the orders and have them shipped out a bit quicker. So just know that if you are interested in grabbing any sort of safety eyes from my Etsy shop, just check them out. And hopefully if you do end up purchasing from me, you'll be able to get them a bit faster than I had before. Maybe when the boys are back in school, I'll have to go up to a bit more processing time, but that's just easy to like fix. Since I do have to go run an errand today, I am going to take along my Parfait Chunky yarn and work up on the feet. And in the meantime, throughout the remainder of the day, I just might work on the snuggler or lovey that I started, just so that I don't have a whole lot of whips sitting around and like getting me overwhelmed. Because May of last year, I was really overwhelmed because I had more than 8 whips like lying around, and the whole thing of it was that I kind of made it into like a challenge. Like I wouldn't start a new project until it was done. And the thing that kind of aggravated me a bit, some of these projects only had something that would take under 5 minutes to finish, and I don't know why I kept putting it off for so long. But you learn your lesson, and now I'm trying not to have too many whips. But that's my update for today. I will check back in tomorrow and we'll see if I'm able to finish any of the things that I have mentioned that I'm working on. So I'll see you then. So this is update number 4. It's currently Saturday. So of the week, I've only been able to basically update you 4 days, but that's okay because I am going to be rolling on into next week and including that in this video. Today's update is very, very, very special because I have been pretty productive. Well, I have been really productive because last update I mentioned that I had started the mushroom, this is Monroe mushroom lovey, and I finished all the little pieces yesterday and now he's done. And look at this little cutie. He has a little snail buddy that fits right into his pocket. So this, I believe, would be lovey number 9, if I'm not mistaken. I'll include if it's the 9th or not, or if the 10th. We'll see. But yay, I love all the colors together, because if you remember last update, I wasn't too sure on the color scheme because the individual colors were kind of hard to match to any of the other colors that I have here, but I don't know, it worked out, and yeah, I love it. The other thing that I was able to get done is I got 2 pretty big orders of safety eyes, and since we are being nosy, I'm going to show you what they got. So this order is by Allison, and I believe this is her either her 2nd repeat order or her 3rd. She got 2 pairs of lake waters. One is in 25mm, this one is 30. And since she's a repeat buyer, I included a freebie of slime, which is one of my newer colors, and this is how they compare. This one is a bit more green color, or like regular green. This one is a bit more neon. I've seen a lot of people who buy these pairs use them for Night Furies. The other order is a repeat order for Alondra. She has bought quite a bit of safety eyes, and this order is no exception. She got 2 pairs of 18mm lake waters, 5 pairs of 30mm lake waters, 2 pairs of 30mm iceberg. These pairs, like the iceberg and lake waters, are awesome eyes for the How to Train Your Dragon dragons. Since she bought quite a bit, I included a freebie, which is 25mm obsidian. And usually when I pack my orders, I place each of the eyes in these bags, but when a buyer gets multiples of the same size, in order to save a little bit on plastic, what I do is I'll include all the backings in one bag. These will ship just like this. Then tomorrow I'm going to drop off another leggy froggy, but it's a replacement leggy frog. I believe it was a month or 2 ago I shared that I got a custom order for a striped pink and lilac leggy frog, and the big thing that I was able to finish, we have a blanket. We have a blanket, and super stoked that Monroe is going to be the first one to be featured on my blanket. It's about 33 by 33 inches, which is enough for the loveys that I've made in like the past couple of weeks. In terms of the dinosaurs, progress that I made was with the blue one, which is going to be the Triceratops. I showed you that I had shown you that I made the 2 arms. Now I finished the 2 legs, and I already started on the face, which should be somewhere around here. Here's one of the legs. Yeah, here's the start of the face. Maybe tonight, although I kind of want to make another Lovey, but maybe tonight I'll make some headway on him. Hopefully our next update will be on Monday. Sundays I usually don't like to film a lot. I'll see you then. Bye. Hello there. It's week 2 in this vlog, and it's actually, no, it's not Monday. It's actually Tuesday. And I believe in the vlog, this would be update number 5. Full disclosure, I have not finished a Lovey since the last update. Full disclosure. So let's just, like, you know, turn off the video. No, it's okay. I mean, this is all part of the whole process, and that's why, yes, I'm trying to highlight Loveys and Snugglers, but we talk a little bit of everything in these vlogs. Now, the last update was on Saturday. So Monday, it was Father's Day. I did not crochet at all. Monday, it was a really active sort of day. I spent the entire morning, I kid you not, giving my home a deep clean, a very much needed deep clean. And then as a treat, I was able to see 2 of my nieces, so I was very much enjoying the Titi snuggles, so snuggles with auntie. And I was able to get started because as part of that deep clean, I found a basket of yarn that I had, for some reason, I pulled it out and I just totally forgot about it. So behind me, you see part of my yarn storage. It was a basket full of Premier Yarns Pixie Dust. And I was like, okay, you know, it's probably been there for, like, I don't know, maybe since like the last yarn cleanup. I kid you not, I totally forgot about that yarn. And in my mind, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna use it. I could probably toss it out. But no, what I actually did was, this is my 3rd Bobby butterfly. Now, I have to be honest, I love that it's sparkly, that it has kind of like a fuzzy look. I just don't like how harsh it is on my hands. Thankfully though, I can, you know, in a small project like this, it's doable. I can work with it. I'm like not too, like, it's not too bad. But just look at it. Look. I love it. So since yesterday I was able to finish all of this, I treated myself, and this I only have a little bit done, but it's a start. This is all I have of the Sunday Puppy pattern by Moonsprout Crochet. I saw someone post about the pattern. They had this gorgeous, like, I was obsessed with how they looked. I stalked the designer's Etsy until they released the pattern and I bought it. And I am making it. It's a dog Lovey. Right now it doesn't look like much because I still need to work up the rest of it, of course, but this is the head with the 2 ears. And I am using, this is basix chenille in mulberry, and this is Bernat blanket in almond. And if I feel like it, I might just add a few spots of this Bernat blanket. I don't recall what the name of it is, but it just pairs so well. But maybe we'll, but I did start working on a Lovey. So this is going to be a doggy Lovey, and I'm making it in purple because I think I'm gonna keep it. And the other project that I've been able to make some progress on is the dinosaur. I showed you, I believe 2 updates ago, that I pulled out yarn for, this is going to be the Triceratops, and a pink one, which is going to be the parasol rollo. A couple of updates ago, I mentioned that I had pulled out the yarn. I started making the feet and the arms, and then I like went ahead and started to make this one, mainly because I want to take better progress photos for the Triceratops mod. But then I am going to have to like make another dinosaur because I got bitten by the pattern modding bug, so to speak. And I might be adding a 6th dinosaur into the mix. I just hope my testers don't hate me for this. Although the idea that I have in mind for it is not going to be too bad. It's more or less something along the lines of the T-Rex, which is the black one that I made, but you do a little bit more of surface crocheting, but we'll see. So that's coming down the pipeline. Today I am going to continue to work on this dinosaur so that I can try and finish up these patterns this week. I want to have those ready and then move on to the next thing because I already got picked for another crochet-along and I'm going to be adding more bugs into my patterns. Hopefully I do have an update for tomorrow because tomorrow is a day that is filled with a bunch of errands that I want to run. Thankfully, I was able to like smush them all into one day so that the rest of the week, so Thursday and Friday, might be like more relaxed. Hopefully. So that is my update for now. I'll check back in next time or tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Bye. Hello, update number 6. It is Wednesday. So if I checked correctly, last update was yesterday, was Tuesday. And I had mentioned that I was going to work on my dinosaur for a little bit, and I did just that. So I got up to the point, like in the update, I had only the front legs. Then I did all the repeat rounds and then added the legs and already started the decreased rounds. Then we just have the tail to finish. Then I am going to be using him as the prototype. Well, not really prototype, but I will be using him as the Ankylosaurus mod. I wasn't able to do anything else crochet related other than I did go into my Etsy and I organized my listings a little bit. So I divided them into different categories because I believe it was like 2 videos ago I had mentioned that I kind of did a little bit of a spring cleaning, summer cleaning sort of thing where I removed listings. But then I thought it through and I've turned them back on, but I just organized them better. So the plushies, I've divided them into small plushies, which are maybe like medium-sized, standard-sized plushies, and the larger plushies. Then I did the same thing for the safety eyes. So I created like these categories of different colors. So we have, I believe it's pink and purple, yellow and orange and that sort of thing. And then I moved those into those sections. So it's easier if someone wants to like go in to like, oh, I just want to purchase some multicolored eye, they'll just go into that section without having to go through the entire shop. And now I'm finally going to sit down and crochet, but one of those errands saw me stopping at Walmart. And since I was already there, you know, why not walk through the yarn aisle, which I did. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that they were really stocked. And even though I shouldn't because I have a lot of yarn, I actually bought some yarn. I got crimson, and I can finally make things that have red in them because I've been using like pinks and stuff. Vintage white, I believe a week ago I got white and almond, and this is a very good like in-between color. And then this was the first time I saw this print at my Walmart, and it's this one. It's the seafoam print. It has a little bit of taupe, it has a little bit of white, and like this teal, and almost like it's blue. It's like a teal mixed with like robin's egg blue. Do I have projects for these? No, I don't. Will I use them? I will. Because my goal for today is to finish the dragon, not a dragon, the dinosaur that I'm making. And then in the evening, I will treat myself to finishing up the dog lovey, the Sunday puppy lovey that I started 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. Tomorrow I will have an update of what I was able to do, and hopefully tomorrow I will show you guys some safety eye orders that have come in. I kind of want to paint safety eyes right now, but at the same time I just want to crochet. Since I've been adulting the entire day, I'm just going to crochet and then worry about painting safety eyes later on. So that's my update for now. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, it's the same day. I just totally forgot to mention something, and it's something that's very humbling. I don't know. It just made me smile. So as I'm working on this, I got a message on Etsy, and you know, I have it all set up on my phone so that I can like see a little bit of the message and whatnot. And it was someone asking when my Pudgy Buggies are going to be available, because they're interested in Beckett B, and it just brought a smile to my face because yes, it's my own pattern and I'm hyped up about it. I love my pattern, but to see someone message me on Etsy, I've been looking on your Etsy and I haven't seen them. Do you have a release date? It just, I don't know, it just made me truly, truly smile. And it also brought to mind that like 2 days ago, I had someone message me on Instagram asking for the dinosaurs, like when are they going to be available? When is their release date? Because they want the patterns. I don't know. For me, it's very, very endearing, and it's very much, it very much is something that helps chip away at the imposter syndrome that we as creators, crocheters, designers, we might sometimes feel. We sometimes get these feelings or, you know, thoughts that, you know, I'm not that big of a deal. True story, you know, for full disclosure, I'm not. But I know that through my crochet, in a way, I do make a difference in someone's life. And I don't know, that just really brought something to, you know, it brightened up my day, and I'm sharing it with you, not so that you can like plug away in the comments like, oh no, you're amazing. No, I don't do that. We don't do that here. I do this, I share this with you because if you have gone through an imposter syndrome, if you might be like second guessing yourself as a designer, as a crocheter, as a crafter, know that you do brighten up someone's life every single day, that you show up every single time that you share your stuff. So I can't thank you all enough for this, and I hope that this kind of like, you know, makes you smile as well. Now, since I have figured out that I can't crochet and talk at the same time, I'm gonna go back to working on my dinosaur, and I will officially check back in tomorrow. Bye. Update time. I'm so glad that I've been able to get back into updating daily. That way I can remember most what I've done. So anyways, Today's update is, I believe, number 6. It is Thursday, and I'm just about to get ready because I'm going to be passenger princess for a bit because I'm going to accompany my husband to a doctor's appointment that is way out of town. So I have about like 2 hours of driving, like back and forth, you know, 1 hour going, 1 hour coming back, and then waiting at the doctor's. So I already packed up my crochet. I'm going to be working on the Finnick Firefly, the last like variation that I have for my bugs, and I'm also going to try and finish the pink dinosaur. I can't wait. I can't wait to show you the new dinosaur. I thought, like, okay, let me just like go in order. So yesterday I did get all the pieces done. I just need to do the little bit of detailing and sew on the head and the tail. And look at this little puppy. Look at that. So I did manage to mix in the Bernat blanket. I don't know what it's called, but it's Bernat blanket mixed with mulberry and almond. And I just need to like finish stuffing him. He's supposed to be a snuggler. I am going to make him more into like a plushie, and I'm probably going to keep him. I don't know. I mean, just look at that little face. So I finished this last night. This morning, I just got into painting eyes for some orders that need to go out. This order is going to Denise. She picked pink pupil with the colorway amethyst. And since I know her and I got some yarn, some safety eyes from her before, I'm sending her some Goldilocks. This is a freebie for her. This other order is a replacement order because I don't know if it was in transit or something, but the eyes that were purchased arrived a little bit scratched. So in order to replace that, I remade the order. And they had previously gotten, this is for Valerie, they had previously gotten 30mm Cosmos, 30mm Lake Waters, and 30mm Galaxy. I take really good care in sending out my packages, but these things do sometimes happen regardless, and I don't want people to be unsatisfied with their purchase. And then this really big order came in from Let Your Yarn Down, which is a phenomenal like crafty name. She got 2 pairs of celestial 18mm eyes, pairs of blue stars in 18mm. All of her eyes are 18mm. Since you caught me halfway through putting and assembling the order, she got 4 pairs of amethyst in 18mm, 4 pairs of flower power, and I love these because they have like little flowers in between all the little other flakes. She got 2 pairs of rose gold. I started this update because I really do need to head out as I was finishing packing them up like this. I got the other 2 orders. I just need to print out the shipping labels and then send them out. This one I still need to assemble, but it's all good. It's something that it can be done pretty quickly. And since I was already painting safety eyes, I made a pair, not two pairs, a pair of these blue pupil safety eyes with the celestial glitter because, as I mentioned, I pulled out yarn to finish a bug and a dinosaur as I'm doing errands and playing passenger princess. And then I have discovered a new dinosaur. So I set out to make an ankylosaurus. It kind of looks like an ankylosaurus. It kind of looks like a crested one. It kind of looks like the ones from Jurassic Park that they like have this crest that like pops out. Kind of looks like all of that all together. So I don't know. I don't know. What should I name my dinosaur? I thought I kidded around with my own pet name. Some of my family members call me Laura, and I called it like a Laurasaurus. Some of my testers were like, oh, you should call him like Entresaurus, like entre tejidos. I don't know. Let me bring him in. I'm obsessed with him. I thought about going back to the drawing board, like this doesn't really work, but I figured, you know, having the instructions for this dinosaur, if makers want to mix and match the different add-ons or like surface crochet parts to make another dinosaur, that would be like amazing. Because I believe it's the Carnotaurus. They kind of have like this frill up here, so they could the makers could very well do that and just like leave this off. I don't know. Like I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. There is a lot of surface crocheting with this, especially with this little part here. But I don't know. I love him. I love him. So officially, the next dinosaur that I am going to make is the Triceratops, because I do want to have at least one dinosaur from each of in the pattern pack in, oops, I almost dropped my water bottle, in Parfait Chunky. Tomorrow's update, I will circle back. Hopefully I'll be done with another bug so that I can finally start finishing up the patterns and do the same thing with a dinosaur. So I'll check back in tomorrow. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Friday, and I believe this would be either update number 7 or 8 or somewhere around there. This will be the last update for this video, but don't worry, I will start filming for the next crochet vlog. And now that I've eased off the dino and bug patterns, well, I'm still working on them, but yeah, it won't be that like hardcore on them. I will be getting back to making more crochet loveys and snugglers. How long? I don't know, at least until I get tired of it, if I ever do get tired of it. The background is a little bit of a mess because I'm enjoying the kind of like soft sunshine and I'm taking pictures of everything. So I had to use the blanket ladder to take pictures of the sun-kissed blanket that you see right there. Then I need to take pictures of the plushies that I have just finished taking final photos for the dinos that I have made yet. Not made yet, that I have made recently. But what was I able to do since the last update and now? So I made some headway in the pink Triceratops plushie that I'm making. So the major headway that I made was that I finished the last 2 legs, on the back. I started the head, placed the safety eyes, and I even made all the little add-ons. She's gonna look so cute. Like the horns and the crest, it's all made. I just need to finish the body and, sew it on. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll have her done. The other thing that I was able to finish was another Finnick Firefly. So true story, I've debated whether or not to like sew these wings down, but I don't know, it just kind of adds to the whole thing. And I used Kyla's Crafts Naughty Ball in, I believe this is P, and Denim or Sky Blue. These are the safety eyes that I mentioned that I colored yesterday, and I'm using glow in the dark yarn. While I was waiting at the doctor's with my husband, I pulled out my iPad, I pulled out my notebook, and went through the Danny Dino pattern and the Finnick Firefly pattern and wrote up a total of 4 pages front and back of notes of things that I need to add, because sometimes I can't trust my brain. And even though it might be the case like, oh, I'll remember when I'm fixing it up, I'll remember this. Sometimes I don't. So by writing it down, it'll also serve me as kind of like a to-do list. So I did that, and I'll cross it off, and hopefully it'll be okay. The other thing that has me a little bit like, oh my goodness, is so far the Danny Dino pattern has 25 pages, and I'm not done adding the tester's photos and everything, so it's probably going to be a really long pattern, but I'm all for it. The other thing that I was able to finish, and I think it might be something like 49% not gonna do it, 51% probably gonna do it, is I probably am going to keep this little cutie. This is Sunday the puppy. I don't know, I'm not too sold on the mouth yet. I might just like grab some blush and like crochet a little tongue, because you can. The pattern has instructions for the tongue. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But just look at her, look at her, look at her, look at that little bitty tail. Isn't she so adorable? The pattern is supposed to be more of a snuggler, so this would be left unstuffed, but I really lightly stuffed it, so it's a bit on the squishy side. But just look at that little face, just look at that. So that is the update for today, and the last update for today's video. If you like this general content, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking the video, commenting down below. I will see you next week with another video. Thank you so much for being here today, and happy crafting. Bye.